How's it going, guys? I just wanted to show off some of my gear that I used over Operation Last Light. It's a big difference from what I would usually just like default to because I have like nice Mystery Ranch bags and stuff. But I just want to show it off because I did some modifications to primarily my my medium malice here that I just got from the pawn shop like probably a month ago. Thought, hey, let's use that in combination with a light fighter rig and kind of have some fun with it. And there's definitely some upsides, some downsides. So let's just jump in. I'll show you guys. I didn't do too much, but what I did do I thought was kind of neat. So the major cool thing I did was I used my Shot Concept Raid Dangler Fanny as a compression strap and a sustainment pouch, like a lid pouch. So all I did is I took the fanny strap and I wrapped it around, literally super easy. And this strap is under the closure for the outside sustainment pouches. That worked super well for what was intended purpose was. And here I just have like wet wipes. It's nothing much, but this is kind of like my, just to keep shit out of my pockets. I had my boost blousing bands in there after I debloused. Note-taking gear, tissue paper, multi-tool. You get the idea, right? So ignore that. I also did, just super common, just threw some buckles on here. This is a little bit of a challenge because I've never kind of just winged it last second. So I have an extra fanny strap. Long story, but I have an extra fanny strap. So I took the, how do you call that? These quick release, like side release female buckles, because that's what's on it comes with the Raid fanny strap kit. And I threw them on here because I have these like regular female side release buckles these are not quick, right? It was easy enough to get them on, but I couldn't get these fat fabric, like you slip it through and then you have to like pinch it. I couldn't get it through the thin loop on the Alice pack. And I don't want to do permanent mods if I can, especially for this. So I was just winging it. So I still have the original. If I wanted to rig it up just like the original Alice, then all I have to do is send the vertical compression strap back through the ladder buckle. So yeah, I just wanted to take a video of this real quick because now I just got the micro raid in, and I'm gonna put my extra set of these buckles. I'm gonna put these buckles on here so I can use it as a fanny. I think the idea is with these pouches, with this application of buckle, is like when you use it in dangler mode. I guess the idea is that people would like take the buckles off. Personally, I don't because I use it in fanny so frequently. I mean, I bought the micro raid specifically to be a fanny or a dangler pouch, but I don't know. I just leave it on. On a side note, the reason I don't love the Raid as a dangler just because I found that it would crush my nuts when I'd go prone and stuff. So I'm super happy they finally came out with the micro. Moving on to the Nixie Works Light Fighter rig. I really want to love it because I think it's kind of a neat idea. I'm not really a belt rig kind of guy, and it was really comfortable. So to give some context, my load was probably around, I think it was 46 pounds, but that's factoring in all the water. I had 5 liters of water, 3 MREs, and a weapon. That I had factor all that in. That was my final weigh-in. Was like 46 pounds. So base weight, like, because we burned through all of our water and food. I don't want to say burned through it, but we ran out before the completion of the movements. At least the movement on the second day, we ran out of water around mile 15. But at that point, the load had lightened significantly to where I actually took everything but our land nav like mini game binder out of the Alice pack and put everything into the Nixie Works because this butt pack is very large, which is great. So running it like that was comfortable. But in the beginning, when I had the full load, the whole setup was rather uncomfortable. I think a part of that is conditioning. These traditional, say, issue or mystery ranch bags, they have the oversized hip padding, so you can carry the load more on your hips. Whereas this setup, I don't have a frame on this Alice pack, so all the load was on my shoulders. So that was especially for the first probably 4 or 5 hours on day one, was extremely uncomfortable. So on day two, when it probably, my load was probably only, let's say, 30 pounds total, it was a lot more comfortable. That being said, so the Nixie Works Light Fighter rig it's just moly loop right on the cummerbund, if you want to call it that. So I have, just a smattering of surplus and issued pouches that I have laying around. And these snap button moly pouches made me chafe extremely bad. Like, it wasn't, I was able to mitigate it, but it was pretty nasty. So something to consider when you're probably making your pouch considerations when you're loading this thing down. Because, a lot of the nicer moly pouches, they don't use the snap button anymore, period. So yeah, that messed me up pretty good. Yeah, threw my little chair on the bottom too. Yeah, that's Operation Last Light right there. I made it put some tie downs because I had nods on me. I tied them down. This is where I was carrying my chair originally. So yeah, there you go, guys. Kind of interesting.